Hey there, Tony Spumoni, isn't it? Alright, we're here, Tony. Look at this, it's the friggin', you know what it is, infinite regression. Yeah, can you believe you're here? Oh my god. We came from the old country, right, Tony? We find ourselves here in the fucking, you know, bottomless armpit of the universe. You know what I'm saying? This fucking carbuncle on the backside of the motherfucking internet is where we are. Anyway, hey everybody. Look at you silly so-and-so. Did I get any writing done this weekend that I'm gonna grace you with a weekend type fun or some shit? No. No, I did not, Mr. Man. Look at this. It's Highcraft, the lazy man's content. The content for when you don't wanna. But for real though, is Highcraft. Will it funny? Fuck no. It never does. Will it high? Abso-goddamn-lutely. I mean, what's this sound like to you? I have learned that listening back to episodes of this shit, it sounds like nothing. That sounds like just blank space. Nobody knows. I could be rolling doobies, rolling doobicles, get them doobies dooba-doo. Wait a minute. Don't I have unrecorded fucking that I didn't post? I don't know. Maybe I posted that shit. I don't know. It wasn't good. What I had was not good. Anyway, I'm going to have to go look and see if that actually got posted. Shit. I don't know. There might be missing content. Anyway, well, for fuck's sake, man. Let me show you around the world and shit. This is what I'm calling sweet spot. Because this is right in that sweet spot of fucking not. Wait, what? Well, you get out of here. Anyway, but it's in the sweet spot of Minecraft before the fucking caves update, you know, and they ruined everything for no fucking reason. Unpopular opinion, I know. But anyway, like, I'm just constantly and literally really actually searching for the best possible pre-caves update experience that I could possibly have, man. Anyway, I'm a silly sort of so-and-so. But look, I'm a man of the land. I'm into discipline. Got a Bible in my hand and a beard on my chin. Look at this. And by the way, like, why are Weird Al rap lyrics so good? They are often arguably better than the originals. You know what I'm saying? Is like not even that hard to make that argument. Is just like Weird Al is better. White and Nerdy is like 1,000 times more lyrically complex and interesting than Riding Dirty. Like, we all know this. We accept this as fact, do we not? Anyway. I just thought I saw something. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure I've been to ye old broken portal over there. Because I think there are two broken portals in my area, and I've been to one but not to other. Oh, that's right. There's a little bit where you're like, oh, that almost seemed like it was gonna be, uh, big ass ravine, and then all of a sudden it's a big ass ravine. You're like, oh shit. I was not prepared for you to be what you looked like you were gonna be. Hey, that's not fair. You can't be what you look like. Anyway, but this one has some weeping obsidian, which, like, yeah, I totally mined this shit out. I mean, I still don't have diamonds in this fucking world. I have iron up the ass. I'm like solidly into the Iron Age. But like diamonds, god damn it, I'm trying to get them diamonds, trying to get ice for real, for Rizzle, my people. Trying to get that ice, baby. It's too cold. Anyway, my mind has just gone too cold. But I'm looking for that ice, baby. All right, stop. Collaborate. Listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Oh my god, something grabbed a hold of me tightly. Oh. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I glow. To the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up the stage, and watch it jump like a candle, dance, bum rush a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a felony. That fucking kitty startled the shit out of me and herself, and now I've forgotten where I was in Vanilla Ice. I don't know if there was a problem. Yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook. Well, D. Shay is the man's name. He's a DJ. His name is D. Shay. Very easy to become confused as to who is doing what in Vanilla Ice lyrics when it comes to D. Shay, the DJ who revolves it. Anyway. Yeah, so here we are in the highest of crafticals. And let's. I need to do some things. I need to. But yeah, this isn't even the right wheel. This is my Steam games. I need high topics. I meant to rewrite these because, like, these are fucking terrible. Half of these are like, write me an essay on this shit. Like, fuck, I have to read terrible essays all the time. Think I got time to fucking. Oh, this one has. Should marijuana be legalized for medicinal purposes? Oh, honey. I don't know how to tell you this, but yeah, a lot of that medicinal stuff people are actually using for not medicine. You know what I'm saying? Like you get that medicine, you get that fucking, license to double O marijuana, and and then you can just have it. You can buy it in states where nobody else can buy it. Like in Arizona, that used to be a thing. Like, hold up. So, um, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a tale of how. Oh, I should remove. No, don't spin it again, you son of a shit. Fine, I'll remove marijuana later if we land on it again. Uh, oh, also, other thing I'm gonna do before I talk about marijuana is where is the shit? Okay, here's my book, and like I do not um know how to like fucking put myself out there and stuff. Like I actually do believe in the quality of my own writing. Like I think I've written some good fucking poems. Like I really do. That deserve much more notice than they've gotten. I firmly believe that. And I think that there are a lot of people who would like them given the opportunity. But like I am the world's worst businessman. Like I fucking can't sell shit, and don't want to. Like fucking hate it. My every instinct is to be like, well, fuck, man, if I can do it, then it's not worth money, because that's how low my self-esteem has always been. It's like, well, I'm a goddamn simpleton, and anything I can do is fucking doable by, the fucking slack-jawed, blank-faced masses. They can all fucking do whatever I can do because I'm not that fucking great. This is just my self-esteem and shit. But, like, anyway. You go to the reports, it's like goose eggs all over the place. You're like, God damn. And then you go like, show me all the orders too. And I know both of these orders. That's the funny thing. I know who both of those are. Like, because they told me when they ordered. Like, um, so yeah, if like those of you who may have ordered, I hope you will leave review because that will help me out. But like, yeah, I suck at self promotion, man. And I tell you what, like one of the saddest things I ever saw was I was in Bookman's, which is the happiest fucking place on earth. Like some of you may equate it with like half price books and shit. And here, let's just pull up a good uh Hampton verses. Let's view this shit on Amazon while we can. Oh, look, poems written whilst, yeah, feeling it and whatnot. Evan, anyway, $7.99 on Kindle, $11.99 for a print copy. I know it's a little much, but well, it's actually fucking competitive with the pricing of other books of similar size and quality. Um, at least in my brain. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm, stealing people's goddamn money here with my exorbitant fees and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, these are my poems that I wrote that I feel really good about. And like two people have purchased, and they're both people that I know. That I'm like, well, I know who this one is, and I know who that one is, because this one ordered it earlier on, and this one ordered it a little later. And that's just it, you know? Like, I'm not going to call people out and be like, I know you did it. But yeah, I know who did, though. And I made my author copy orders, but like, you know, that they don't go toward the actual sales of the book. Otherwise, we could just Dianetics this whole thing and just buy back our own shit and then resell it and be like, it's the most popular book ever. You know? Dianetics, a book that assumes that you're fucking nuts when you turn the first page. And if you're not, well, sorry, but you're never going to make it in this crazy ass religion. Anyway, yeah, they are crazy. And fucking so litigious. So litigious that most people would not have said what I just said. Except for, first of all, number one, fuck those guys. Number two is like, they're never gonna find out about this. They don't watch my shit. Anyway, so yeah. I'm not like moving a lot of copies, and I don't know how to do it. Like, my wife is like, oh, you should put it on sale, and I'm like, maybe I should, but I don't know how to do that. I need to look it up and be like, how do I put my book on sale? So maybe somebody would be like, hey, normally this book of marijuana poetry from an author that I've never heard of in my entire life, uh, normally would be, you know, how much I want to pay for books from authors that I've heard of. And given that I don't know this fucker, no, the hard-earned dollar is not going his way. Versus like, hey, shit, for that price on sale, fuck, I'll buy anything at that price. As long as it's like half entertaining, I'm fucking there. Anyway, so I gotta figure that shit out, you know. But let's talk about high history, as they call it on the Doug Benson show, a show that I will never be on. It's fine. Like, getting Doug with high is not the, like, I'm not, you know, is the show is no longer, like, it doesn't exist anymore. That's why I can't ever be on it, is because I would have to be traveling through time or some shit to a time when it was still on the air. That's why. Not that I don't have faith in myself, which I often don't, but like, whatever, man. Why you gotta be judging me? This time I'm actually feeling good about myself. So, fuck you, man. I'm not gonna feel bad forever. Anyway. So, yeah, my high history. We're going to do this, and then we're going to fall the fuck asleep because I am so tired right now, and I'm fighting sleep so hard. And if I lay down at all, I will fall asleep in this chair. I will wake up like 7 hours later when my kids are getting up to play video games, and I'll be like, oh shit. I did it again. The sun will be up. I'll have a crick in my neck. Anyway, so yeah, I can't fucking do that shit again. So I gotta fight off the sleep no matter how hard I want to sleep, and I want to sleep so bad, my friend. Yeah, I keep waiting too long on these where it's like, You should have started filming before now. You're going to be really fucking tired. It's like, yeah, well, I don't learn my lessons very well. Anyway, so I don't. Um, okay. So, marijuana. Uh, so it had never occurred to me, like, and I even told my wife, like, hey, I don't know if I want to do marijuana. Like, a lot of it's because, well, two things. Number one, is there fucking students do it, you know? Some of these fucking students who are getting high all the time, such fucking goddamn morons that you're like, God damn it. Like, I don't want to be like you ever. Like, I don't want to have things in common with you. Like, you're a real piece of shit. You know that? And you're just coming in here getting high every day. It's fucking ridiculous. And then, yeah, just look at you, you asshole. You know? There are kids like that where, like, it's not that they're getting high, it's that they're fucking daring you to say something about it. Like, every time that you don't, they're like, yo, that's what I thought. Anyway, it's ridiculous. And I did not want to be like those children, number one. And number two, like, the fucking anti-intellectual nature of the fucking stoner community, you know, where, like, the closest thing to objectivity you have is fucking Joe Rogan fucking talking about, like, all kind of bullshit and whatnot because he doesn't know his asshole from his elbows, but he talks confidently. And so people are like, oh, he definitely knows which ones are assholes and which ones are elbows. He does not know. He doesn't fucking know. Anyway. So, yeah. Interesting times. Interesting times. Okay. I had this very strong urge. I was about to say, I'm just going to lay down for a second. Then, no, I can't, friend. I can't. Let me just tell you the story. We'll end this thing early and everybody will be happy. Okay? All right. So, I was trying to get a diagnosis for my depression and anxiety. And so I go to this nurse practitioner that I thought was a doctor, you know, because that used to be a doctor's office in that fucking in that area where, you know, like there's people in scrubs in there and shit, and it says medical center on it, you know, but this guy is a fucking nurse practitioner, you know? Anyway, but like, so like, he comes out and he's like, it's like, yeah, look, man, I could prescribe you the shit and then you be on it for the rest of your life. And he's like, I don't know if that's the thing you want to be doing at your age, and also like just with life in general, just being like, well, chemically it's not going to get any better, you know, just kind of giving up to a certain extent. And he's like, are you okay with that, you know? And I was like, yeah, I just want to remember what it feels like to be happy ever. So, yeah, I'm gonna need whatever you got. Statistic. I think it's weird that people on hospital shows yell stat. That's some fucking bullshit that we got from the fucking ER TV show. Yeah, this show is fucking ridiculous. Anyway, so, I I go to see this guy, and he's like, "We'll get you a starter pack on some shit, on some like Zoloft, but then I want you to fucking like really seriously think about and look into getting some guide, like it's medically legal in Arizona. This is before it was recreationally legal, which it is now." And so like he's like, "Yeah, I want you to fucking look into this." And I was like, "Okay." And it's funny because by this point I'd figured out like he's a nurse practitioner, he's not a real doctor, and like I don't necessarily have to listen to everything he says. But this is the thing that he says, and I, at this point, like earlier in the week, had read an interesting article based on an NPR story, because that's the kind of shit I read for fun. Anyway, that was all about how, like, how people are voting on marijuana and why it's shaken out the way it is. Um, And yeah, Mormons totally have a stronger influence on that than any of us would like. But it is true that they do have that tremendous influence. Of course, I was raised in their numbers, so like I know what it's like on the inside, man. I've been in the belly of the beast, you know. I've been inside their special temple and have done their fucking rituals and worn the secret special magical underwear, done all the shit, man. All the shit that you can do. I've done it. So, like, yeah, ask me any of the shit. I fucking know. Anyway, there's a poem about me, like, and my relationship with Mormonism. It's kind of what it's about. Anyway, so yeah, the guy tells me like, "Hey, you should get some medical marijuana." And now I know people who have medical marijuana at the time, their own stashes and whatnot, and I know them, fellow teachers and whatnot. And I was like, it's not going to be kosher to just ask for theirs because they're not supposed to share. And I was like, so I better get my own fucking license. I get my own license. I pay money, and it's not cheap. It's like $200. And it's hilarious because the woman who actually did my because if you've seen this thing about like weed doctors, that's a whole fucking racket. Is weed doctors, people who have a like nurse practitioner's degree and then are able to sign off as a healthcare provider and be like, yes, a determination was made that the test subject needs cannabis in order to fucking survive, you know, and that got put on the ballot for people to approve it or not, and people were like, "Fuck yeah, that sounds amazing." And so that became the settled law of the state. And so it's not that surprising that we have our own fucking, like, a whole bit of nonsense right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, regardless, the fact is, man, it used to be just medically illegal, and now it's recreationally legal, and that's way more fun. Recreationally legal, that's a good time, my dude. Like, I haven't had that much tonight, but I guess I did, like, have a couple drinks when I was helping them move. So, like, because I helped lift some heavy ass things. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, let's focus on the task at hand, marijuana. So, when I go to my appointment to talk to the lady who's going to get me my medical card, um, is this woman in scrubs who is operating once a month. Like, this is not a permanent operation. Once a month, she operates out of the, like, the, like, fucking, how you call it, head shop. She operates out of the head shop, and, you know, where they sell, quote unquote, tobacco paraphernalia or water pipes, you know. That's what they sell. And so, yeah, like, the, yeah, thing is, you go in there and, okay, I'm really losing the plot. Okay. So, I go into the fucking appointment to meet with this woman so that she can be like, yeah, you totally seem like you need some weed, my bro. And like, there's a whole line of people getting their IDs that day in a small town. Is a shit ton of people doing the same thing. Some of them renewing it, some of them getting it for the first time. And like, I'm just there like, holy shit. Like, I don't know what's going on. Because I really didn't know anything about anything at this point. And so, like, this lady asks me, she's like, hey, have you used marijuana before for management of anxiety and depression? And I'm like, no, I never have. She's like, okay, cool. Uh, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I have never used marijuana ever in my life. And she's like, really? Because I'm like 40. I was exactly 40 at the time. It was like the day I turned 40. No, it was in October. It was a couple of months after I turned 40. Anyway, so like, yeah, I get my medical card, but this woman in scrubs tells me when she's like, okay, so you swear that you have never done this before in any way, shape, or form? And I'm like, yeah, no hot box in it, no, none of that shit. Like, I've never done it. And she's like, oh, you're going to have a good time. It was like, I don't even know what that means. At this point, I know what it means to be drunk, and I know what it means to be drunk and also trying to get shit done. And so, like, I have an idea of how that goes. By the way, I'm like just faking out as to me accomplishing anything in Minecraft. I'm not actually doing anything in this video because I can barely understand what I'm talking about. So, um, uh, I get my shit, and then I go to the dispensary because you can get it same day. And it's funny because like I got my weed card because of my plantar fasciitis, which like the funny thing about that is that like while yes I do suffer from plantar fasciitis from time to time, it's really not the like chronic, heavy, very extremely painful, like definitely need treatment variety. Is like the take an ibuprofen, you're gonna be fine variety. Like for real, I could treat my bursitis with fucking ibuprofen, and they're like, no, this man needs weed for real. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but for like other shit. So like fucking maybe don't, just hush, just shh. Come on, just be cool, be cool. Anyway, so yeah, because my nurse practitioner, the first one, was like, yeah, for depression and anxiety, like just get you some fucking edibles, man. Take that shit right out. It was like, I would like to take that shit right out. And so I got myself some edibles. Like I went in and I asked the people behind the counter, and the girl behind the counter was very sweet and very nice and understanding because I was like mortified. You know, it's really rough when you walk in to a new like subculture that you like are only now just barely sort of aware of what it is, you know? Uh, and you're like, I don't know what people say when they're in this situation. And they're like, yeah, well, you better fucking know because there's going to be trouble. And you're like, oh, shit. God damn it. Anyway, so yeah, like, I, um, yeah, I decided to do this thing and, like, hold up. I'm losing my fucking story. And also, I am not talking well or playing Minecraft well. We anyway, so yeah. The fact is like uh yeah, I go over to the dispensary and I feel like I'm making everybody wait in line behind me. But they're really cool. Everybody's really cool. And they hook me the fuck up with some things. And like the shit they hooked me up with was not bad. You know, it was like some fucking like fucking high desert elk shit. You know? Like that's what it was. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but oh yeah, the matchup and shit. And like I'm reading a joke about two gay lovers who you know, the one is not out yet to his family and the other is like, hey, I'm going to take secret moments to make you feel loved and feel amazing and shit. It's really kind of beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, this is the whole thing. Uh I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I'm so high. I'm saying words and I don't know what connection they have to reality, bro. And I'm so tired and I just want to go to bed. But I got to tell this story. Anyway, so Scrubs lady is like, "Oh, you're in for a good time when you have marijuana for the first time." And I went, I bought some, and then I told my colleagues that I used to work with, who they were all about self-medicating, for the purposes of alleviating anxiety and depression, because like so many teachers suffer from anxiety and depression, and that's just fucking standard ass shit for yeah, for this kind of shit. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. But like, here's the funny thing is that like, uh, so I get the shit after like talking with the lady about like I don't know what to expect. And she's like, "Oh, you're going to have a wicked ass time, man. You're going to have a good ass time because that's what brings people back for more." And so, like, yeah. Um, oh, come on, brain. Finish this story. We're at 41 minutes. I haven't said shit about shit, man. Anyway, so, I get the shit. I tell my colleagues, they're like, "Oh man, it's gonna be so awesome for you." You just tell me. I had one colleague who's like, "Oh, I was allergic to it, and then I like shat the bed, and it was awful." And then the people I was doing weed with were like, "You're not allowed to do it anymore." And he's like, "Well, fine, because I didn't enjoy that much when I did it." And some people, that's kind of their experience. But some people is like, "Oh, this shit is good." And I hoped that I was of that variety, because also it would mean that I was, in a roundabout way, treating my own anxiety and depression, you know? Anyway, so yeah. Oh, I can't handle fucking pillagers right now. Think I could handle fucking pillagers? I can't handle fucking telling a story about being in the state of mind that I am in right now. Anyway, so I get the shit, and this is right when COVID has come out, and I take not that much actually. Like, I took like 10 milligrams or some shit, like, or maybe slightly less than 10. And I was flying, my friends. I was like off to the goddamn races. Oh, my first slime. Kill you and take your slime. Thank you. Anyway, it's always a big accomplishment when you get your first slime in the mine. Anyway, so yeah, like, uh I take this marijuana, and it indeed is amazing. And my wife is like, "What is it like?" And I'm like, "I'm feeling waves of ecstasy washing from the top of my head down through my feet. And this is the most insane, like, physical feeling I've ever had, ever, for any reason." And she's like, "That sounds amazing. Let me have some of that." And I was like, I'm not supposed to share because that makes it illegal. And she's like, "You son of a bitch. You're going to narc me out?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not going to narc you out." And she does it. And she has not quite as good a reaction as mine, but it was like pretty good, But like, then my reaction turned a little bit fucking allergic. And I develop anosmia and my nose stops working. And we're like fucking on stage and shit. And like we gotta perform night after night. And yeah. I don't know why I'm telling this bullshit story. Anyway, would love it if it were true. Truth be told. Anyway, but yeah, so I take the marijuana. I'm having waves of euphoria like I'm having right now, except for not the waves of tired as much as I'm having waves of tired right now. Oh, I envy my Minecraft avatar in his bed. Anyway, so and then um all of a sudden I get anosmia. I cannot smell. And early into and so I googled it and they were like, "Oh, you have Rona." Cuz that was the very first like little bit when people started tracking it because the government wasn't even saying it yet like, "Hey, if you can't smell, you might have the Rona." You know, is this kind of common knowledge on the back corners of news nerds and whatnot. And so I read this and I'm like, oh shit, I have the fucking Rona. And like, this is when people were like, well, then you will probably die. I mean, it's just probably. And so I gather my children and my wife, and I'm like, hey, everyone, I hate to tell you the worst news, but Daddy got the Rona. And my kids are like, okay, whatever. And my wife is like, please no. And, and then of course I made a full recovery and shit. It is fine. But like, I did not have the Rona. This is the important thing. I eventually got the Rona when everybody got it. Like everybody who was left, they designed Omicron just for us, just so we could all get it and still be able to, show up at family reunions and have them look at your face and be like, I am making an assumption about you. And you're like, yeah, cool, whatever, just so long as I don't have to fucking talk about shit. Anyway, but the main thing is that I literally fell asleep during a performance and I had an alarm set and the alarm did not do what it needed to do. And I don't know whose fault that is, but I'm pretty sure it's mine. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so I thought I had the Rona the first time I smoked weed, and then it turned out it was fine. But on the plus side, like, some people really need this shit. Like, you don't know how anxiety ridden some people are and the degree to the extent to which they need it. Be kind to people. You never know what their fucking struggle is. Anyway, people, have a lovely all the things in the afternoons. And fucking, like, rock and roll never dies. We know this. The Pope does indeed shit in the woods. We know this. Anyway. Oh my god, people. So legalize marijuana. Fuck. How else am I gonna write books? Shit. Anyway. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do it for this one. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.